Assalamu alaikum. This is 11th chemistry and our today's topic is Rutherford's model of atom. Dear students, as I have already explained to you, the scattering experiment performed by Lord Rutherford. In his scattering experiment, he made alpha particles to strike against a thin foil of gold, and the alpha particles were scattered in different directions. Now, from this experiment, or in the light of this scattering experiment, Rutherford gave his model of atom, which consists of following points. Number one, according to Rutherford, atom consists of two parts. The central part, that is the nucleus, and the extranuclear part, which is outside this nucleus. Number two, he said that nucleus is present in the center of the atom, and it is positively charged, and it is very massive and has got very small size as compared to that of atom. Now, the radius of the nucleus has been found of the order of 10 to the minus 15 meters, while the radius of the atom has been calculated as 10 to the minus 10 meters. So this clearly shows that the size of the nucleus is very small as compared to the size of the atom. Number third point of Rutherford's model is that according to Rutherford, this nucleus is positively charged. It is the positively charged center of the atom. Now, according to him, the positive charge of the nucleus is due to the presence of protons in it, which are positively charged particles. Now, as we know that the number of these protons, they vary from atom to atom, so the magnitude of this positive charge also varies from nucleus to nucleus in different atoms. Now, the fourth point which he said is that this atom as a whole, it is electrically neutral. That means the number of protons, or the positive charges in an atom present in the nucleus of the atom, are equal to the number of negative charges which are present, that is electrons present in the extranuclear part of the this atom. Now, the fifth point of his model, of Rutherford's model, is that the space. He said that the space around this nucleus of the atom, it is occupied by electrons, and he called this space, which is outside the nucleus, as extranuclear part of the atom. Now, the sixth point of Rutherford's model of atom is that according to him, he said that these electrons, they revolve around the nucleus in this extranuclear part in circular orbits. Now, according to him, he said that the electrons in the orbits are balanced by two forces. One force, that is centrifugal force, that is directed away from the center, and this force arises due to the revolution of the electrons around the nucleus, and another force, which is directed towards the center, that is provided by the attractive force of attraction between the nucleus and the electrons. But these two forces, they balance each other, and in this way they keep the electron in an orbit. Now, this Rutherford's model of atom, it is also known as planetary model, because this model of atom is very much like that of solar system, with nucleus representing the sun and electrons representing the representing the planets revolving around it. Now, as far as this model is concerned, this Rutherford model, it also suffered a number of defects, or it has got many defects. One of the defects of this Rutherford's model of atom is that, according to Rutherford, since electrons revolve around the nucleus in circular orbits, they revolve at a constant speed, but and the electrons are being balanced by these two forces. One is centrifugal force, and another force which is the attractive force between the nucleus and the electron, between the nucleus and the electrons. Now, according to Maxwell's theory of electromagnetic radiations, every charged particle, when accelerated, it emits energy in the form, or it loses energy in the form of electromagnetic radiations. Now, as in this Rutherford's model, we see the electrons, they revolve around the nucleus in these orbits at a constant speed. Since the direction of since the direction of the electron, it goes on changing while revolving around the nucleus, that means the velocity also goes on changing. That means the electrons are being continuously accelerated while revolving around the nucleus. So this means that these electrons continuously, according to Maxwell, continuously go on losing the energy in the form of electromagnetic radiations. So so according to him, the electrons, since losing, as they continuously go on losing this energy, they will at every revolution they go on losing the energy. That means by losing this energy, they will come close. These electrons, they will come close to the nucleus, assuming a spiral path, and ultimately they fall into the nucleus. So that means this means that the atom will get collapsed. But actually, what we see, atom is quite stable. Now, Rutherford could not counter Maxwell's theory of electromagnetic radiation. Another defect of this model, this Rutherford's model of atom, is that he could not provide any explanation to the atomic spectrum of hydrogen atom. In case of hydrogen atom, we see that when an electric discharge is passed through a discharge tube filled with hydrogen gas at a low pressure, the emitted light is being then analyzed. The emitted light is by means of this emitted light is being analyzed by means of a spectroscope, and a large number of lines are obtained, or a large number of lines are grouped in series, in different series, and each series is named after the name of its discoverer. For example, we have got Lyman series. This Lyman series, it is obtained when electron jumps from higher shells to the first shell, and this series is obtained, or this Lyman series is obtained in ultraviolet region, in UV region of the electromagnetic spectrum. Similarly, another series of lines, or another group of lines that was discovered by this Balmer. So it is called as Balmer series, and this series is obtained when electron jumps from higher shells to the second level. Now, this series is also obtained. It is obtained in the visible region of the electromagnetic spectrum. Now, the third series, that is Paestum series, that is obtained when electron jumps from higher shells to the third shell. And similarly, we have got bracket series. This series is obtained when electron jumps from higher shell to the fourth level. Similarly, we have got this Fund series, which is obtained when electron jumps from higher shell to the fifth shell. All these three series, that is Paestum series, bracket series, and Fund series, they are obtained in the infrared region of the spectrum. Now, this spectrum, that means the atomic spectrum of of hydrogen atom could not be explained by Rutherford, because had the had the this loss of energy been continuous in case of this in Rutherford's model of atom, then the spectrum of this hydrogen atom would have been continuous. But actually what we observe that the spectrum as obtained is discontinuous. That means the loss of energy that means the loss of energy is not continuous, but it is rather discontinuous. So Rutherford could not provide any explanation to this. So this model was then again, rather it was then discarded, and it was modified. It was modified by Niels Bohr, who gave a satisfactory explanation to this the atomic spectrum of hydrogen atom. And inshallah we will discuss it tomorrow. This is for today. Okay, thank you very much.